There were 3 speakers catered for the evening when News Force cameras arrived with the first speech on education already in the history books. Executive Director of the Folk Research Center, Raisa Joseph, focused on culture, advancing the notion that Vieux-Fort has yet to capitalize on its rich background to make a better way of life for its people. Joseph delivered the remarks at the Independence Lecture held at the Vieux-Fort South Constituency Council this week in keeping with Saint Lucia's 44th Independence Anniversary celebrations. She stated that while the Southern constituency has made some strides worthy of historical mention, the people have yet to capitalize on the natural endowments to sustain livelihoods.
When you think about Vieux-Fort, there are so many things that people often draw on. So we say it's a vast town. Historically, it is a place of landing spots of indigenous peoples, of military minds, and we're going to come to a historical point where we touch on how Vieux-Fort has many firsts in the island's history for economic wealth and flourishing, but then sustaining the wealth for people within that area is something that is missing, and we have to ask ourselves the question, why? And how does that shape cultural development and national development?
Joseph argues that the perception of the Southern constituency is distorted and misrepresented, which paints the community in an unfavorable light, something that is patently unfair.
If you ask people in the media what is Vieux-Fort, they will take what bleeds and they will run with it. So you will hear about the shootings in Vieux-Fort. You will not hear about the culture of Vieux-Fort. You will not hear about the sporting traditions of Vieux-Fort, what Vieux-Fort has created or contributes to national development. So all of these things fit into the culture of perception.
Meanwhile, General Manager of the Library Cooperative Credit Union, Lucius Elivic, touched on vulnerabilities and economic development. He encouraged individuals to use their respective careers or gifts to make a difference.
Look at the modality of what goes on in terms of the strategies as it pertains to economic development. I would ask, what does it reveal? And I want to argue that it reveals an apparent disjoint economic development strategy that does not converge to the point of achieving a general and sustained increase in the standard of living and quality of life of St. Lucians. The point I am making there, Ms. C, is in our lives as a people, there are stuff we can't do that is definitely within our capabilities. And there's probably a lot that is outside of our capabilities. I call that our corner. And my message to you this afternoon or this evening is, let us each go about brightening the corner where we are. You are a teacher, you are a nurse, you are a doctor. This is your corner. Are you indeed brightening it? Then perhaps the collective brightness of each corner will illuminate the whole of Saint Lucia.
Saint Lucia is celebrating its 44th Independence Anniversary under the theme D'ouvre Some, One People Shaping Our Destiny. Gina Filippi, HDS News Force.